The playoffs are still 6 weeks away, but the New England Patriots have already clinched a postseason berth. When Jacksonville beat Buffalo earlier today, the Patriots won the AFC East for a 5th consecutive time. They have bigger fish to fry, though. Bill Belichick and his team looking for a 4th Super Bowl title in this decade. Tonight, they meet the Philadelphia Eagles on NBC's Sunday Night Football. Al Michaels with John Madden, Andrea Kramer. Welcome to Foxborough. The Patriots are perfect 10-0 coming in. Saw them last week against Buffalo. Scored 7 touchdowns on their first 7 possessions, averaging 41 points a game. Nobody has ever seen anything like this over the first 10 games of any NFL season. Philadelphia comes in 5-5. They've won 2 straight. A hallmark of Andy Reid's teams has been every time things look bleakest, they get out of the crypt. They did it last year when they were 5-5, got to the playoffs behind Jeff Garcia. Donovan McNabb got hurt. He's hurt again, only for a week or 2, though. Thumb and ankle injuries. He's out tonight. A.J. Feely's the quarterback. There's a lot to overcome for Philadelphia. John, a lot of times I'll ask you, what does a team have to do to beat another team? Tonight, let me just put it this way. What does Philadelphia have to do to stay in the game with New England?
You know, I think what they have to do is they have to be very aggressive. They just can't stand around and watch this Patriot team and all and say, boy, aren't these guys great. I think they have to go after it. I think on defense, they have to go after Randy Moss. They have to go after Tom Brady. They have to get hits on him. I think on offense, they have to get the ball to Brian Westbrook, and they have to take some shots down the field. And on special teams, they have to come up with something. They have to do the unexpected. And I still don't know if that'll be enough to win a game now.
Well, they're facing the Patriots, who have not much drama in any game this year outside of Indianapolis. They've been blowing people away. They are on the cusp of doing something historic. They don't talk about it, but does that factor in your mind? Do the players know they have a chance to do something unparalleled? Is that an extra layer of motivation?
I think it is. You know, I was at practice on Friday, and you could just see, I have never seen a team this highly motivated. I mean, it's just the way they practice, the way they do things, and, you know, it starts with Bill Belichick, you know, and it's all about him and his system, and they all buy Bill Belichick, they all buy his system, they all buy each other, and, of course, having Tom Brady helps you buy into that, too.
It certainly does, as the Patriots try to go to 11-0. Philadelphia tries to pull off a humongous upset. Patriots-Eagles on Sunday Night Football.
Spanish audio provided by Telemundo. Sunday Night Football is brought to you by Chevy, an American Revolution. By Campbell's Chunky, official soup and chili sponsor of the NFL. By Bridgestone, it's Bridgestone or nothing. And by Heineken, it's all about the beer. NBC Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
39 degrees, but no wind right now. Pleasant night, all things considered. Gillette Stadium, Foxborough, Massachusetts. Down to the field now, and our Commissioner of Health, Andrea Kramer. Andrea.
Absolutely, Al. As you mentioned, the Eagles are without quarterback Donovan McNabb, as well as safety Quentin Michael, but the Patriots are the healthiest they've been since the first day of training camp. There's only one player on their injury report, Tom Brady, who's listed as probable with the shoulder, and he's been on that list every week for the past couple of years. Now, Friday was the Patriots' 81st practice of the year, but the first time that everyone was available and practiced. Al, just what the rest of the league wants to hear, that the best team is also the healthiest.
And that's at the end of November, at a point when they've already clinched a spot in the playoffs. And the way things are going, it's all about home field advantage, something that unless disaster strikes in some unforetold form, they will have, because they already have a 3-game advantage in effect over the Indianapolis Colts, and the Pittsburgh Steelers having already secured a win over Indianapolis, which would give them a tie-breaking advantage. New England to kick off to Philadelphia, fielded at the 3-yard line. This is J.R. Reed, who will also be starting at strong safety tonight, and he brings it up to the 32-yard line, and we'll take a look right now at the Philadelphia starting offense.
A.J. Feely, Oregon.
Brian Westbrook, Villanova University.
Thomas DePay, the University of Minnesota.
Kevin Curtis, Utah State.
Reggie Brown, Carrollton High School.
L.J. Smith, Rutgers University.
William Thomas, Florida State.
Todd Herman II of LA State.
Jamal Jackson, Delaware State.
Sean Andrews, the big kid, Arkansas.
John Runyon, Michigan.
So Feely gets the start. He filled in 2002 when McNabb got hurt. Then he went to Miami. He was a starter there, to San Diego, and then back to Philadelphia. And a swing pass to Brian Westbrook, who gains 2. And it will be second down and 8. Mike Vrabel making the tackle. Feely took over and did a nice job in that 0-2 season, starting 4 games toward the end of the season. Then he wanted an opportunity to start, went to Miami, did start there for 1 year, but that was the end of that. Briefly to San Diego, and now back in Philly. Second down and 8. The ball is at the 33-yard line. And this is Westbrook, who ran for 148 yards last week in their win against Miami, as we take a look at the New England defense.
Taiwan, Texas A&M.
Vince Wilfork, Hurricanes.
Richard Seymour, University of Georgia.
Mike Vrabel, The Ohio State University.
Adalys Thomas, Southern Mississippi.
Teddy Bruschi, Arizona.
Roosevelt Colbert, Broad Ripple High School.
Sante Samuel, Boyd Anderson High School.
Rodney Harrison, Markham, Illinois.
James Sanders, Fresno State University.
Hillis Hobbs III, DeSoto High School.
3rd and 3. They had Westbrook flanked out, and the pass is intercepted by Asante Samuel, who will take it in for a touchdown. That time they had Buckhalter and Westbrook both in that offensive set, with Buckhalter lined up in the backfield, Westbrook outside, and Feely throws it right into the waiting arms of number 22, Samuel.
Right, and that's a guy that they're going to play tough. They have Asante Samuel a corner on Brian Westbrook, and that was the guy when you talk to Bill Belichick and you say, who do you have to take away on this offense? The number 1 guy is Brian Westbrook, and their number 1 guy takes away his number 1 guy.
Samuel becomes the 20th Patriot to score a touchdown this season. They have 55 touchdowns in 9 games plus a minute and a half. Make it 10 plus a minute and a half as Gostowski kicks the extra point, a 40-yard return. And just like that, 7-0 New England. Sunday Night Football being brought to you by Southwest Airlines, with convenient nonstop flights like having your own company plane. By Nissan, inviting you to shift the way you move through the world. By Coors Light's cold activated bottle. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is cold. And by Sprint, the official telecommunications service sponsor of the NFL. This is the NFL at Sprint Speed. Aerial coverage tonight brought to you by Gillette Clinical Strength. You saw Boston out of Foxborough, high above the stadium, which opened up in 2002, right next to where the old Foxborough Stadium, formerly known as Schaefer Stadium, among other names, stood. The kickoff is run back this time by J.R. Reed, who takes it to the 23-yard line. So Feely and that offense, John, will try it again.
You know what happened on that interception? A.J. Feely couldn't step up. He had a blitz. Adalys Thomas came right up the middle, and then he had to step sideways, so he didn't have anything on that ball. Watch him. Coral Buckhalter misses a block right there. And you see Thomas is right at his feet, so he doesn't step up, so therefore he can't get anything on the ball. And he throws a poor pass out there to Brian Westbrook.
Feely comes up in the shotgun this time. 4 receivers set. Feely has to move out, throw against the grain, and he's right on the money to Jason Avant, number 81, second-year player out of Michigan, who's run out of bounds by James Sanders up at about the 44-yard line, to gain at 21.
You see, the whole thing that Andy Reid was talking about here is that you have to get protection up the middle, because A.J. Feely is not Donovan McNabb. I mean, he's not going to move in the pocket like Donovan is. He's kind of a sitting duck back there, and you can spot rush him, which is what the Patriots are doing. That time he was able to get away from it, get to the outside, and make the completion.
Feely came in when McNabb got hurt midway through the second quarter last week and led them to the win against Miami. And now Westbrook can go nowhere as he's wrapped up by number 50, Mike Vrabel, who came into the weekend tied for the league lead in sacks at 9.5. Right now, Aaron Campman is on top in that department, the Green Bay end.
You know, the Eagles and Andy Reid love to throw the ball, you know, just about every down, but especially on first down. But he found out that the Patriot defense is more vulnerable to the run on first down. So he thought in this game he was going to run more on first down and then throw more on second down.
Well, they ran on first for -2. They throw on second, and they're going to pick up 11 yards and make it a 3rd and 1 as Reggie Brown pulls it in on the New England side of the field at the 48-yard line, where he's tackled by Ellis Hobbs.
You know, you're never sure what you're going to get from this Patriot defense. Remember, they were always a 3-4. They started in the 3-4 tonight, and now they're in a 4-3. And then, you know, they just keep mixing up things like this, play a lot of zone defense, and all you have to do is find a hole in the zone. They are not going to let you get deep.
And this is Westbrook, and Westbrook is able to withstand the initial contact and then plunge forward for a first down. You know, Tom Brady's going to, at this point, if you had the MVP balloting, he'd be a clear-cut winner. But this guy right here has to be, John, as valuable to his team as any non-quarterback in the league right now.
Right. I mean, he's over half their offense. He's a leading receiver. He's a leading rusher, and he's the leading scorer.
There he is again with a little spinning move that takes him to the 39-yard line, tackled by Bruschi.
You know, and he's a tough guy. I mean, there was a while where even Andy Reid thought that, you know, he's smaller and we'll just run him in the outside and we'll run other guys inside. But Andy said he's always been a good, tough inside runner, and now we're just doing that with him. Bill Belichick said the same thing. He noticed that. He said when they played in the Super Bowl, they just weren't going to let him get outside. And he said now he can hurt you inside as much as he does outside.
And they held him in check that day in Jacksonville on 2nd and 7. Feely throws over the middle, and the pass is incomplete. Try to go to the tight end, L.J. Smith, and that'll make it 3rd down and 7.
You know, this is the thing that Andy Reid is doing is put Westbrook in motion. You see, you start him out there, and now he gets to the outside, and now you get the matchup you want. I mean, you get Westbrook on Teddy Bruschi there, and I'm not sure if that's exactly where he was going, but that's where he should have gone. That's what they were trying to get, and they got it.
3rd down and 7 at the 40-yard line. Feely, protection is good that time, and that is caught at the 24-yard line. The catch is made there by Greg Lewis, and that is a first down. So Greg Lewis makes his first catch of the night, and that is 4 different receivers that Feely has gone to, but Lewis pays a little bit of a price, and he has to come out for at least a play.
You know, in fact, Bill Belichick was saying, you know, where's Greg Lewis? He said he's a guy that we used to always worry about. Haven't seen him much. He's been injured, but he said over the years he's been a problem for us.
At the 24-yard line, Westbrook will try to turn the corner, the short side of the field, but nothing doing. It's Rodney Harrison coming up. Rodney Harrison now in his 14th year.
You know, this is what Andy Reid was talking about, and you know, I really don't see that, but graphically you can see it. If you look at the Patriots defense, they allow 4.7 yards per carry on first down, and on second down it's just 3.2. So, you know, I know that stat there, but I don't see anything in their defense that looks weak versus a run on first down.
2nd down and 12 here. The ball at the 26-yard line. And that pass is caught inbounds by Kevin Curtis, who came over in the offseason from St. Louis, played with the Rams the past few years. Randall Gay with the coverage, and now Feely has gone to 5 different receivers.
Right, and he's getting in a pretty good groove here. Here's Kevin Curtis. He's on like Wes Welker, you know, that quickness. You know, that's how he gets open. Not the biggest guy, but you know, he can be going full speed up the field and then go full speed on that out as he makes a cut.
3rd and a short 2 from the 16-yard line. And now they give it to Westbrook, and he's going to try to chug for a first down and appears to come up a little bit short. Adalis Thomas is the first guy. That second effort, he tried to pick up the first down, but they will spot it about a half-yard shy of it. So it'll be 4th down and half a yard to go with the ball at the 15-yard line.
And I think these are the type of situations that you go for. And we talk about, you have to play this game aggressively. You know that the Patriots are going to score a lot. So you have to make these kinds of decisions, I think, right now and go for it on 4th down.
I agree. I think, we have a chance to get 7 against this team, averaging 41 points a game. You don't settle for 3.
I mean, I would usually say 90% of the time I'd say you kick the field goal here. I think if you're Andy Reid and you're the Eagles and you're playing this Patriot team that is perfect, I think you have to do these kinds of things. You better get a play in.
Well, at least the play clock won't start until they bring the chains back, reset them. 4th and a half a yard. Westbrook is the running back. And it will be Feely taking it himself for a first down. So A.J. Feely for a first down of the 14-yard line, and that will move the chains with 8:15 to play in the opening period.
If you're a quarterback and you're going to run a quarterback sneak, you want to get in behind these two guys. Sean Andrews, 73, Big John Runyon. They come down and we used to call that wedge blocking. They get a double team there and they just push that Patriot defense back. Those are two very good offensive linemen. Sean Andrews, the guard, John Runyon, the tackle.
Well, one thing the Eagles have done, they've kept Brady off the field even though they're trailing. And now Westbrook swings to the outside, turns it back up, and gets to the 10-yard line, breaking out of a Roosevelt Colvin tackle. It'll be 2nd down and 7 at the 10.
And I would think that, anytime Andy Reid has a decision, like going for it on 4th down, those kinds of things, I think he's always going to take the aggressive approach tonight.
Rodney Harrison leaves the field. He limped off.
Eagles have 3 wide receivers.
Rashad Baker comes in Harrison's spot in the secondary. Feely rolling on 2nd and 7. Throws, and that is caught, and it will be at least a first down, and it will be spotted inside the 1-yard line as Reggie Brown makes the catch. It'll be first down and goal, and Brown pleads his case, contending that he got into the end zone. The official says no.
I'll tell you, A.J. Feely's getting into a pretty good rhythm now. As you say, I mean, he's throwing to a lot of guys, a lot of different type of patterns. Let's see if Reggie Brown does get in there. And I think you're going to see right there his footsteps out of bounds.
Right, that's the end of the play right there. The ball is at the half-yard line. It was spotted correctly. The Eagles now try to get in and tie the game, and that's Brian Westbrook leaping in for a touchdown. And right off the bat, that's pretty shocking because the Patriots start off as if this was going to be another Groundhog Day, taking a 7-0 lead a minute and a half into the game. And the Philadelphia Eagles respond with a beautiful drive of 77 yards, 14 plays.
And you know where they're going to go. You know we talked about Sean Andrews and about John Runyon. They put the extra tight end over on that side. That's the power side. But if they need a play, they need a run, they are going to go to their right.
David Akers to the point after, so 6:38 to play in the opening quarter. Philadelphia 7, New England 7. Next Sunday night, Heinz Field in Pittsburgh will be the site. The Pittsburgh Steelers will be taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. Steelers heavily favored to beat Miami tomorrow night. That would give them a mark of 8-3 as they try to win the AFC North. Bengals come off a win over Tennessee today. That's next Sunday night. 39 degrees in Foxborough. We have yet to see the New England offense. David Akers to kick off. And it will bounce at the 6. Be fielded by Ellis Hobbs at the 2. He had a 108-yard return earlier this season for an NFL record kick return, and brings this one back to the 22-yard line. So it took a while, but we're going to finally see Tom Brady and the Pats offense, 7-7. The Patriots, with a defensive touchdown, already have now scored more points in the first 11 games of a season, this being the 11th in any team in history. The 1950 Rams, with Bob Waterfield and Norm Van Brockman sharing the quarterback job, would be next. The 2000 Rams with Kurt Warner third, and Bill Belichick's team right now goes on offense for the first time. So we joined us later. Asante Samuel ran an interception back for a touchdown, and Philadelphia answered with a long drive. The game is tied, and Brady will take his first snap tonight out of the shotgun.
Right, and they have 4 wide receivers in there, and Kevin Falk.
And Falk was split widest to the left, and that pass is thrown along the right sideline by the former Eagle, Dante Stallworth, for a gain of 7. He's tackled by Lito Shepard. Here is the New England offense.
Tom Brady, Michigan.
Morris Maroney, University of Minnesota.
Randy Moss, Rand University.
Dante Stallworth, Grant High School, Sacramento, California.
Wes Welker, Texas Tech.
Benjamin Watson, University of Georgia.
Matt Light, Purdue University.
Logan Mankins, Fresno State.
Dan Gilpin, Boston College.
Stephen Neal, Cal State Bakersfield.
Nick Kaiser, University of Toledo.
And Jabbar Gaffney, one of the extra wide receivers, he'd be 4th on the depth chart, makes that catch for a first down, and New England going no huddle at the outset tonight.
Yeah, that was the thing Bill Belichick was talking about the other day. He said, I wonder what they would do against 4 wide receivers. That means he was going to start with them.
And he does. And they don't start with Maroney at Falk instead.
Right, and the Eagles are starting with a 3-man line. They're normally a 4-man line team.
Brady retreats, and Brady gets whacked and sacked by Jaquay Thomas, number 75, at the 29-yard line. So he came around Nick Kaiser on the offensive right side, and down goes Brady.
And remember, the Colts did the same thing. Here's Nick Kaiser right here. Here's Jaquay Thomas coming from the outside, and you see he just comes right around Kaiser. Brady is looking to the left, so his right side, in essence, becomes his backside. He did not see Thomas at all.
Second down and 17, 10 minutes into the game. And Brady throws, and that's over the middle to Randy Moss, who makes the catch at the 35-yard line. Moss already with 16 receiving touchdowns this season.
You know, we were talking to Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator, last night of the Eagles. That was the first thing that he says. He says, we have to get to Brady, we have to get hits on him, we have to knock him down, and we have to do it early in the game. They did it.
So Clay Thomas did it with that 7-yard sack, setting a 3rd and 10 now for Brady at the 37-yard line. Four-man rush. Brady up in the pocket, deep over the middle, and this is Jabbar Gaffney to the 31-yard line. So they have Moss, they have Welker, they have Stallworth, and then Jabbar Gaffney gets into the action as he makes his second catch of the game, 33 yards.
Yeah, and that's what the no huddle's getting him. That's what the 4 wide receivers is getting him. But look at the time that Tom Brady has. As long as he can do that, if he can step up in the pocket, I'll almost guarantee you he's going to complete the ball.
Brady 4 for his first 4 attempts for 54 yards.
96, Linda! Read it, 4 down!
Yeah, spikes out here, it's covered.
It's Falk who was split wide to the left, and that pass is incomplete, thrown over the middle, intended for Randy Moss, who got doubled, and Mike Patterson put the pressure on Brady that time. Tom Brady, the numbers are just otherworldly. 38 is on a pace to shatter the mark of 49 set by Peyton Manning 3 years ago, and only 4 interceptions, and that rating is, that would be a new NFL record as well.
And calmly going no huddle here, 4 wide receivers. Bill Belichick said every game is a separate entity.
Mike Jack, 57's a will.
Brady's taking a peek at that play clock now, 2. Every play has been a pass play, but this one will turn into a run by Brady, who slides to a halt, but not before he picks up the first down at the 18-yard line.
You know, he'll do that. You don't think of Tom Brady as a runner, but You know, 2 or 3 times a game, if you give him that lane, he'll take it. And you look at that lane right there. I mean, he knows that he can get 10 yards and get into a slide.
Brady gains 12 on their first rush of the game.
It's one of the things that a 3-man line will open up a little. It will give him another lane to either run or throw in.
Over the middle again, this time the first catch for Wes Welker coming out of the slot. He's tackled by J.R. Reed, who is taking the spot of the injured Quentin Michael. And Reed would be number 3, or would have been number 3 on the depth chart, and he has to play in the secondary tonight against this Patriot offense.
I like what the Patriots are doing here, starting off the game, 4 wide receivers, no huddle, you know, just going after him and attacking him with the passing game.
2nd and 1.
Tom Brady anticipates a blitz down here. Once you get in the red zone against Jim Johnson, you're going to get blitzed.
To the outside he goes, and he hits Falk. And Falk has been lining up outside. He, of course, is the running back. Almost always plays exclusively on 3rd down, but has been in the game from the outset tonight. Makes the catch. Run out by Takeo Spikes. 1st and goal.
You know, here's Matt Light here, the left tackle, one of Brady's better pass protectors. In fact, he almost got pushed into Tom Brady on that play, but he has a tough job tonight. He's blocking against Trent Cole, who is the best pass rusher in this Eagle defense.
Now you have Junior Seau playing fullback, and you have Heath Evans as the tailback in this set. So Seau comes in as a blocker. There he is, and Brady's going to take a timeout. You also have Mike Vrabel in the game. 1:38 remaining in the period. Patriots trying to reassume the lead in Foxborough. The heroes have seen the future. Now Saving Mankind comes down to the final 2 episodes. You can see it tomorrow. The Heroes event at 9 Eastern and Pacific, 8 Central and Mountain over here on NBC. After the timeout, 1st and goal. The ball is at the 1-yard line. And they give the ball to Heath Evans. And Evans is in for a touchdown. So nothing but passes, and then the run by Brady when his receivers recovered, and then they go back to the ground here with Evans taking it in for a touchdown.
Right, and when you see Junior Seau in here, you know he's going to be the lead blocker. Just follow him, and that's where the runner is going to follow. And the runner is Heath Evans, who is a fullback, and now they play him as tailback in the short yardage and goal line, and you wonder where is Lawrence Maroney.
Didn't play on that series, played sparingly last week. Stephen Neal didn't play last week, the right guard, but he's in tonight, and Evans went right over that spot. New England 14, Philadelphia 7.
You're in a great position when you're the underdog. No one expects you to win.
That's what football's about. You know, the underdog achieving, the underdog doing the impossible.
That has no bearing on this game at all. What people say has nothing to do with the outcome of games, unless you buy into that. So that's something we don't buy into.
They're underdogs, all right. They're St. Bernards, they're Newfies, they're the whole kennel tonight. 14-7 New England. As the kick is taken at the 6-yard line by Terrell Buchalter. And he brings it back to the 24-yard line with a minute and a half to play in the opening quarter. And A.J. Feely going to work again. .150 scrimmage yards per game over a season. Take a look at that. Holmes and Simpson and Falk and Brown, Walter Payton and Westbrook. I mean, that's some fantastic company. Entering tonight's game, yards from scrimmage, rushing and receiving. Brian Westbrook in that company.
You know, and he's quietly in that company. You know, when you're talking about, you know, top players, top running backs, you know, top guys, he's kind of under the radar a little, but he's a lot better.
Makes the catch out in the flat, breaks the tackle out past the 30, and skates his way to a first down the left sideline, breaking away from Roosevelt Colvin.
You know, and you talk about Westbrook, and we know that he runs the ball and he catches it, but he's also a tough guy, and he's a very good blocker. Watch, he gets a little chip there, which ended up into a big chip, and then he still gets out. So he helps his tackle in pass protection, still gets out in the pass pattern, and catches the ball for a first down. That's Brian Westbrook.
13-yard gain. The ball is at the 37-yard line. Still trying to get on track running. That's his 9th carry of the night. He's tackled by Mike Vrabel. A gain of 2, second down and 8 for the Eagles at the 39.
Yeah, I like what the Eagles are doing. I mean, they still have a good mixture of run and pass, run the ball inside, get the ball outside, be patient, and get A.J. Feely into some kind of rhythm, which he looks like he's gotten into. And the thing that impresses me so far is that the Eagles have good pass protection.
Second down and 8 off the play fake. Feely hangs in and then guns it into New England territory, and that will be a first down. Mike Vrabel was able to get in and whack Feely, but he completes the pass for a first down as the quarter comes to an end. The ball is at the 44-yard line. Kevin Curtis made the catch, and that'll take us to the second stanza. End of 1. New England 14, Philadelphia 7. And NBC Sunday Night Football will continue after these messages. Gillette Stadium in Foxborough, Massachusetts. Al Michaels, John Madden, and Andrea Kramer. We start the second quarter. Take a look at the numbers through the first 15 minutes. The one turnover by Philadelphia resulted in a New England touchdown. They scored with a minute and a half gone in the game, and then Feely was able to lead Philadelphia down the field. A long drive that ended in a touchdown. Brady got sacked early on the ensuing drive for New England, but he wound up leading his team into the end zone. And now Philadelphia driving as we start the second quarter at the 44-yard line. First down and 10 for the Eagles. Feely hanging in. Feely going deep, and Curtis reaches back but is out of bounds. Kevin Curtis looking over the shoulder as Ellis Hobbs was there. Good coverage. He was out of bounds. Second down.
You know, this is one of the things that Andy Reid was talking about, in his aggressive play is you have to take some shots. You can't let those corners just sit out there and not test them. He said every once in a while you have to throw the ball deep, and in his first 15 plays he had 5 of them that were going to be shots or deep plays like that last one.
Ellis Hobbs takes himself out of the game. Rodney Harrison, who went out earlier, is back in the secondary. Westbrook will swing to the outside, and instead of going through the middle where there was nothing, works his way around the left side and picks up a first down on a gain of 14 yards.
You know, when you have good speed and you have a good burst, you can have a little patience. And watch Brian Westbrook here. He waits for the blocks, doesn't have anything inside, lets the defense commit, and then he just runs around it. Look at the vision there. I mean, he sees the guys in front of him, the left of him, right of him. Sometimes on that one, you even feel that he could see behind them.
At the 30-yard line, Feely rolling to his right. Steps off underneath. Catch is made out in the flat by Westbrook, and Vrabel makes the stop. Short game.
You know, A.J. Feely, I was saying, got into a good rhythm, but look at the pass protection he has here. And if you can keep it clean in the middle of him, then he can step up and throw. And watch how he can do that whole time. There, he took a little bust right there, but A.J. Feely is in a rhythm now with his receivers, and his offensive line is doing a very good job of pass protecting for him.
Second and 9. That's a backward pass. And Avant is looking to throw, and now he packs it in because the secondary did not bite, and he takes it to the 28-yard line. So the backward pass made Avant eligible to throw it downfield, but played very well by New England defensively, and instead it winds up as a gain of 2 yards, 3rd and 7.
And Jason Avant knows if there's nothing open, just don't throw it. I mean, just get as much as you can and get down, but don't throw an interception. But that, again, that's another aggressive play. I mean, you just can't play this team normal. This team, the Patriots are just too good.
3rd and 7, and Philadelphia will take a timeout.
Brian Westbrook, he's our special player.
He can do anything you ask him to do. Run the ball inside, outside, catch the ball, halfback pass, whatever you want.
Those type of three-dimensional players, you really can't stop. You just got to try to contain them.
Westbrook, third-round draft choice out of Villanova in 02, now in his 6th season. He's carried 10 times tonight, caught the ball 3 times, and has scored Philadelphia's touchdown. That timeout was charged to New England. They took a defensive timeout. It's 3rd down and 7 now. Feely out of the gun from the 28-yard line. Blitz, Feely hangs in, going deep, and it is caught in the end zone by Greg Lewis for the touchdown. Good coverage. Lewis with tremendous concentration, looks back, hauls it in, and a 28-yard touchdown for Lewis and the Eagles.
A.J. Feely just stepped into that one. Watch Greg Lewis here. He's coming right up the seam. A.J. Feely makes a perfect pass. The Patriots had 2 defensive linemen, 3 linebackers, and 6 defensive backs. But look at the pass protection. They came in a blitz. They put pressure on him. They picked everyone up, and Feely could just step into that one.
Akers ties the game. We talked about Hobbs taking himself out earlier in the drive, and that was Eddie Jackson, who was the defensive back beaten on the play, number 29. Philadelphia hanging in, I'll say. Philadelphia and New England all square at 14 with 12:50 to play in the first half. And the Philadelphia Eagles withstanding the early interception, a run back for a touchdown, 2 good drives. And now an onside kick is attempted by the Eagles. And at the 48-yard line, it appears they have recovered, and they have.
That's that aggressive play that we were talking about, and it's not only offense, but it's defense and it's special teams, and that is the play that I was talking about. Onside kick and special teams. Akers comes across, just puts it right to his left. Look at the bounce that it takes, and the Eagles recover it. Again, it has to go 10 yards before they can touch it.
Hank Baskett, a wide receiver, so you've got your good hands guys in. He comes up with it. Surprise onside kicks this season in the NFL have been successful about 75% of the time. So the Eagles at the 48-yard line. And then Feely slips down. So Feely in the pocket, and Roseville Colvin winds up with a gift sack. And John was talking about the fact you can't come in here and just say, hey, look, we'll play conservative. We'll try to run the clock as much as we can. You come in with your saddlebags loaded, and they have tonight.
Right, and you knew that Andy Reid was going to do that, and then he went for the onside kick, got the onside kick, and then tried to take the shot there. So he tried to put that whole thing together. And I'll tell you, in this first half, he really has put this Patriot defense off balance.
And that's unabated to the quarterback as the whistle sounds as Mike Vrabel came across the line. This is the first penalty of the game. It's the first time we've seen Gene Steratore makes the call, and he makes it like Marcel Marceau because his mic's not working.
Isn't it something, you know, you expect to see Tom Brady, Randy Moss, that great offensive thing. They've had one series so far. But the Eagles cannot, and they're taking it to them. I mean, I like the approach. I know that you can't just sit and let them, you know, have their way with you. You have to, you know, make something happen. You have to press the issue. And so far, they're really pressing the issue.
2nd and 14, swinging to the outside is Westbrook. Runs out of bounds at midfield. May have crossed the 50. He has those spotted at the New England 49-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7.
You know, we're always talking in the NFL about who's the best, what team's the best, who's the best quarterback. And now I ask right now, this year, who's the best running back? You know, I mean, last year it was easy. It was LaDainian Tomlinson. You know, he's the best. And I don't know that's true this year. I don't know that this guy, Brian Westbrook, isn't the best.
It was probably Adrian Peterson until he got hurt a couple of weeks ago, the rookie for the Vikings. And that pass is incomplete off the fingertips of Kevin Curtis. So they dug a hole on the sack when Feely went down and slipped down. It will be 4th down and 7, and in comes Sav Rocket to do the punting for the Eagles.
And the Patriots came on a corner blitz that time. Belichick is trying to throw everything at A.J. Feely just to get him out of rhythm, because he has gotten into a pretty good rhythm.
Kevin Falk will run it back. Import boots it into the end zone. So Brady will come out only for the 2nd time. He'll start this drive at the 20-yard line. 11-18 to the half. 14 all. In Foxborough. The New England Patriots trying to remain perfect, trying to go to 11-0, and the Philadelphia Eagles, who were 3-5, who won their last 2 games, beat Washington, beat Miami, don't have McNabb tonight. Still in the playoff hunt in the NFC, and giving the Patriots thus far all they can handle.
The Patriots still in that 4-wide receiver, and Kevin Falk in there at running back. So really in essence have 5 receivers.
To the air again, and that pass is incomplete. I mean, the only cold running play for New England at this point in the game was the touchdown from inside the 1 by Heath Evans. The other was a scramble by Brady.
And the whole thing that the Eagles want to do is get pressure right in here, get to the feet of Brady so that he can't step up. And you see right there, when they get pushed back, just push the pocket back, collapse the pocket into him so he doesn't have that step-up thing like he's playing back there in the rocking chair.
2nd and 10, that's caught by Randy Moss. And he gets taken down at the 26-yard line. Lito Shepherd makes the tackle, setting up a 3rd down and 3 for Brady.
You know, and we're talking about how Bill Belichick says that every game is a separate entity, and the separate entity offensively for them tonight is the 4 wide receivers, pass receiving running back, no huddle, and shotgun.
So again, and that is caught, and Moss makes the catch, and that'll move the chains. 1st down for Randy and company up at the 36-yard line.
One thing that they're going to do is they're going to get up on Randy Moss, and they want to hit him there in the line of scrimmage, but they're going to run with him, and they're always going to have help deep or over the top.
3 down, 96. Wait, 20. Wide.
From the 37-yard line.
118.
It's funny to see the Eagles in a 3-man line.
Isn't it? It's caught by Gaffney. To the 44, the Eagles, as you say, John, always known for their 4-3, always known for all of the pressure from the defensive linemen. In fact, the Philadelphia Eagles this season do not have a single sack by a linebacker. None.
Right, and one of the things that they wanted to do for this 3-man line is keep Chris Gokong in there, number 57, the outside linebacker there, and use him more as a pass rusher. That's what he did in college at Cal Poly, San Luis Obispo.
2nd and 4, Moss over the middle on a slant, makes the catch. Lito Shepherd with the coverage, but again they move the chains, and the ball now in Philadelphia territory at the Eagle 46-yard line.
You see what they're doing here? They're isolating Randy Moss. This is what they call 3-by-1. Randy Moss back on this side by himself. They have 4 wide receivers. They put 3 of them over on the other side. 3 of them over here, Randy Moss down here, isolate him and just work him.
96. 118. Hey, jab. Omaha, go.
Cut to the outside. Gaffney gets run out of bounds by Sheldon Brown. So Jabbar Gaffney, a very big part of the offense to this point in the game, as he has a total of 4 receptions, as does Moss.
All right, that was that smoke screen, and he'd been working the 3-by-1, the weak side of it, the one side of it. That time he went to the 3 side of it. This time they balance it out, 2 on either side.
2nd down and 3 from the 39-yard line. Into the outside. backside. Stallworth stays in bounds, breaks the tackle. And the former Eagle and former Saint takes the ball inside the 10-yard line. He broke away from a Sheldon Brown tackle along the sideline, turning a short gain into a big one, 31 yards.
And that's what Dante Stallworth does, is a run after the catch. You see the Eagles come with the pressure now. They come with the blitz. That means that you're going to be man-to-man outside on Dante Stallworth. And when you are that, if he's going to catch the ball, you have to get him down there. You can't let him get that extra yard.
Like 20!
Stallworth leading the league in yards after catch for a wide receiver. So wide there. And now Brady starts to run out of the pocket. It gets taken down by Chris Gokon. So we talked about the fact that Philadelphia had not had a sack by a linebacker this season, and then Gokon comes in and gets Brady.
Yeah, see, here's the 3-by-1 again. He's looking at the 3 side, doesn't have anything there. Randy Moss was on the right. He looked over there quickly, then went back to the 3 side, didn't have anything there, decided he better run with it. As you say, the Philadelphia Eagles get their first linebacker sack of the year.
Second and goal. Brady, and that pass is incomplete, broken up. I think Hansen might have gotten a hand on it, intended for Wes Welker over the middle. It'll be 3rd down and goal halfway through the second quarter.
Tom Brady, you know, in the games we've seen before, made everything look so easy, and the Philadelphia Eagle defense isn't letting them off the hook here. I mean, they're going after him, they're getting pressure on him, they're trying to knock him down, they're at his feet, they're not letting him step up. And he's in a rhythm. I mean, he's always in a rhythm, but it's not that rocking chair type of deal.
3rd down and goal. 11-yard line. Pass caught, 6-yard line. Taken down is Wes Welker by J.R. Reed. Coaches are always talking about a balanced offense. Not tonight. Belichick and company, 2 runs, one of which was a scramble by Brady, and 18 passes.
You know, and that was a big defensive play there by the Eagles. That was a 4-point tackle. And if they don't make that tackle and they let them, you know, get a first down or score, that could be 7 points. Here they have to settle for 3.
23-yard attempt for Gostowski is good. 6:42 remaining in the opening half. It's a ball game at Foxborough. 17-14, New England.
And now another priceless pep talk from Peyton Manning.
I heard you're bummed about driving a minivan. That's okay. It's okay. Is it at least like a sport turbocharged minivan or something? No? All right, here's what you're gonna do. Take that baby out and paint some flames on it, or get a cool decal. Maybe like a number 18 on the side or something. Yeah, you're feeling me. You love it.
Go to Priceless.com for a personalized pep talk you can send to a friend.
Tomorrow night, they tell us that Chuck finds out that his nemesis, the one who sent him all the government secrets, is alive. That's Chuck tomorrow night right here on NBC. Tom Brady's been doing a lot of chucking tonight. 13 of 16 for 150. The last drive results in a field goal.
And as you say, they're in a formation that's really all he can do is chuck it. I mean, they have they're in a shotgun. They have 4 wide receivers. They have Kevin Falk in there.
Haven't even seen Lawrence Maroney in the game. Their number 1 running back. To the goal line goes the kick. Terrell Buckwalker to the 32. When we started the game, John, I talked about the Patriots maybe getting that extra layer of motivation from history and what they can do. You get the feeling the Eagles are saying, you want to make us the biggest underdog the league has seen in years? We'll show you what an underdog looks like.
Yeah, and they didn't want to have any part of that. I mean, they didn't want to, you know, have everyone say, boy, this is the best offense they've ever seen, or the best football team they've ever seen, or the best in the NFL. They weren't going to just sit there and take it. I mean, they were going to come in this place and do something about it. And everything that the Eagles have done thus far has been very, very aggressive.
Here's Westbrook. Well, last night I thought it was interesting. We were talking to Andy Reid, the Philadelphia coach, and he said, when we were talking to him about what do you want to do tonight, he said, I have a goal tomorrow night. That's that John Madden doesn't talk about the New England Patriots being one of the greatest teams in history.
Right, and I laughed. I thought he was kidding. He goes, no. He said, that's what I believe. That's what my goal is. And he said, I'm going to go in and tell the team that right now. And haven't said this best team I've ever seen because they're, I mean, they got this thing in balance and they've taken care of their part of the deal.
Second down and 8. Feely off the fake, hangs in the pocket, throws, and the pass is incomplete. Over the middle intended for Reggie Brown, and that will make it 3rd down and 8 for Philadelphia.
You know, there is a reason that A.J. Feely has some confidence against his team. Remember when he was at Miami, when he was his starting quarterback down there, he did beat this Patriot team. So it's not, you know, something that he doesn't know, you know, can I do it? Can I beat them? Can I be successful against them? He has the confidence from knowing that he's already done it once.
3rd down and 8. Feely throwing and finding the open receiver is Greg Lewis, taking it in, and Lewis inside the 40-yard line. That time Rodney Harrison with a blitz. Feely hung in there, finds Lewis, 1st down. 27 yards.
And this is what Andy Reid was talking about. He said, if we can pass protect, he says they are vulnerable back there. He had pretty good pass protection. They had a free guy, but A.J. Feely beats him by getting rid of the ball before the defender gets there. But he thought that they could do some work against this secondary if they could get it protected.
Feely almost trips again, and this time was able to get it away, and the catch is made by Westbrook at the 36. Lewis with 3 catches tonight for 70 yards. He only caught 4 all season coming into the game.
Well, you kind of get the feeling that the Eagles came in here and didn't respect the Patriots for being 10-0. You know, or didn't have that. Maybe they respected it, but you know they're not in awe of it. You know, they didn't say, well, maybe they are 10-0, and maybe you know they are pretty good, and maybe they will go undefeated, but we're not going to roll over.
I think they were tired of hearing they had no chance. 2nd and 7, the blitz, and then the catch is made by Max Schobel. As Feely's able to get it away, Roosevelt Colvin came in uncontested. Feely is able to see him, flip it over him. Great touch on that pass, touching Feely, and an 18-yard gain.
Right, and he's had 2 of those passes on this drive. As you say, Roosevelt Colvin is coming from his backside free, completely untouched, but he still gets that ball out there to Matt Schobel. Some of these are protection, some of these are good receivers, but I'll tell you, 2 of them on this drive has been all about A.J. Feely.
Feely's first pass of the game was intercepted and run back for a touchdown by Asante Samuel. Actually, his 2nd pass of the game, that one intended for Jason Avant, and it will be 2nd down and 10.
And now you feel that this is an area of the field where the Eagles have to get the ball somehow to Brian Westbrook. I mean, do you run him on the play? Do you run a screen pass to him? Somehow you want to get the ball to Westbrook.
And Feely with a 2-step drop that time. Had that deflected at the line of scrimmage, and it will be 3rd down.
And I think what that was, I think that's that thing that they call key. They can call a running play. Then if they call key, the quarterback just takes 1 step and just throws the ball outside. Well, I don't know if that was key or anything, but that ball just came out the back end, didn't it?
It did. The empty hand. And he winds up recovering, in effect, a fumble. And he recovers it himself. 3rd down and 10 now from the 18-yard line out of the shotgun. Over the middle. Caught. Touchdown. Greg Lewis. 4th catch of the game, equaling the total for the entire season for him coming in. And the Philadelphia Eagles have come into Foxborough and have the lead late in the 1st half.
Greg Lewis is right here. He's the inside receiver, and you see that they have a double post. The outside guy runs a post, Greg Lewis runs a post, and watch A.J. Feely, though. I mean, here comes the pressure, here comes the blitz, and he just steps right up there and throws that post to Greg Lewis.
David Akers now for the point after. And with 3:01 remaining in the half. Not a typo. Not a misprint. A.J. Feely and the Eagles lead the Patriots 21-17. Okay. Greg Lewis, 4 catches tonight. A.J. Feely has already thrown for 193 yards. Feely, the last time he started, 2004, late in the season in Miami against New England. Feely, who was the starting quarterback for Miami for all of that season, was able to lead them from behind. Defense did its job. Ian Badejo with a late interception. And the Dolphins, who went into the game having won only 2 games all season in late December, pulled off a stunner.
You know, and A.J. Feely made a couple throws in that game that he's made the same thing right here. On this drive, he made 3 great throws. I mean, 2 of them, untouched guys coming on him, and then the third one just stepping up and throwing that post to Greg Lewis.
This is Ellis Hobbs from the 5. Hobbs, who had a 108-yard run back at the beginning of the season to establish an NFL mark, brings this back to midfield to the 46-yard line.
You know, it'll be interesting now to see if the Patriots stay with their 4 wide receiver, no huddle, shotgun, pass every down. And the only reason I think is they'd get away from it is that to give their defense a little rest. That this Eagle offense is getting to their defense. But no, they haven't. They're still in the 4 wide receivers and shotgun. Haven't fought the running back.
Still haven't seen Maroney. And as we said, only 1 cold running play tonight. That the Heath Evans 1-yard touchdown run. Everything else, a pass. Pump fake, going deep down the sideline. The coverage is good, and the pass is incomplete. Dante Stahl was there, and he has to turn into a defensive back because Dawkins had the better position.
You know, you have to look and say, what are they doing to Randy Moss? I mean, they have to be really taking him away. I mean, the corner is up. They're bumping him over on that other side. You know, what's making him go deep to the left side to Dante Stallworth when you would think this is where they would want to go? Now, Randy Moss is on an in or jog or some pattern other than up, but you wonder when they want to take a shot, it should be Randy Moss.
Brady flushed out, goes underneath, caught by Falk at the 49. Into Philly territory he goes, close to a first down, comes up a little bit short of it.
You know, one of the things that Jim Johnson is going to do, he's going to bring everyone. Look, number 20, Brian Dawkins there. Geez, he's slowed up. I mean, that's not like Brian Dawkins. He kind of went for that pump fake. If he just runs through Tom Brady, Brady would have been on his back. I have never seen Brian Dawkins do that.
Flag before the snap for a false start. So that's going to turn a 3rd and 1 into a 3rd and 6. Gene Steratore, mic isn't working, which is, it's not a bad night for it to happen because we've only had 2 penalties in the game.
That's pretty good. I mean, these are 2 very well coached teams. I mean, Bill Belichick and Andy Reid are 2 of the top coaches in the NFL.
3rd down and 6. The clock was wound, so that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 21-17 Eagles. Bob, Chris, and Keith will be in New York for the halftime show. Highlights from Week 12. Keith with the worst person in the NFL coming up at the half. 2 minutes to play in the half. 3rd down and 6. There's Moss at the bottom of the screen. They've had Randy pretty much in check tonight. Lito Shepherd is on him.
I think Lito Shepard has done a great job against Randy Moss. His biggest passes for 11 yards so far.
Third down and 6. Brady looks over the middle, throws, and then it's caught. That's going to be close to a first down. Wes Welker makes the catch. Umpire comes in to spot the ball. He was hit by J.R. Reed. Gene Steratore wants to measure. It appears as if he has the first down.
You're going to see Welker's right there. He's the third guy. That's a 3-by-1. You go counting from inside to outside. It's 1, 2, 3. Welker, the most inside guy, and you know that with his quickness and stuff, and he's always working that middle anyway. And most of his balls that he catches are right there between the hashes. And that's not a bad guy to go to. I mean, I think, you know, you're looking for a first down, and a lot of the patterns that he runs as a slot guy are patterns that a tight end would normally run. So therefore, he'll catch those kinds of passes. Now when you get first down, now is when I think you start to look for Randy Moss.
At the 44, New England has one timeout. They've already used 2 in the half. 40 and the clock ticking down.
Linda, no check it, ram it. Omaha, go!
Brady over the middle, making the catch, going down 37-yard line. Wes Welker out of the slot, gain of 7. It'll be second down and 3.
And again, the no huddle, 4 wide receivers, 3-by-1, 3 to the left, 1 to the right.
Looking right and crossing it in Moss's direction, but he's covered well and he throws it out of bounds. And again, it's Shepard sticking on him like glue as he has all night long. Third down and 3.
Lito Shepard is doing an excellent job. I mean, here he is right up here. You know, he's on Randy Moss. He's getting that bump in the first 5 yards and he's just kind of plastering him. But he knows that he can be aggressive with him because he does have help over the top. It's not a true man-to-man where he has a man-to-man all over the field. He is going to have a safety up over the top. No, it doesn't on that one.
Third and 3, you saw that shoulder shake by Brady. Trent Cole came across the line. The officials are going to talk about this because Brady, the way he called the signals that time, barking them out. And the question is, did he induce Cole to come across the line because of that?
You know, they used to call that on the quarterbacks a lot. You know, remember that, you know, for head bobbing and that type of thing. They don't tend to call it as much as they used to. You know, this is what they're moving on. Yeah, I mean, that was just, that's a hard count. That was okay. That was a defensive foul.
5-yard penalty, first down.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a hard count out of the shotgun. And you see what happens is he not only, you know, gave the head and the hut, but he also moved his hands and he moved back a little. That's a lot more effective, you know, quarterback drawing the defense off sides when the quarterback is in shotgun.
By 20!
You throw the head, the hut, and the hands in there, and you can see when the guy comes offside.
Head, hut, and hands will always get it.
At the 32, 63 seconds. One timeout for New England.
It's interesting they brought Ben Watson in tight end.
Now we've got Moss. And Moss will come up a little shy of the first down. He is stopped at the 24-yard line. 2nd and 1. Shepard makes the tackle.
See here again, no huddle.
118!
Only play on the line of scrimmage. Here again, you have Ben Watson, the tight end now.
2nd and 2. And that is Moss, who can't hold on as he gets hit by Shepard and popped by Reed as well as the ball got there. And that sets up a 3rd and 2.
Yeah, and J.R. Reed is a help. I mean, we talked about Lito Shepard here, and he's going to have help. Here's his help right here. He needs it. He gets it. So that's the thing. I mean, Lito Shepard is doing a good job, but remember, there is someone in behind him over the top helping him.
3rd and 2. That will move the chains. That's the tight end. That's Ben Watson. That's a first down at the 19-yard line. And New England will not take a timeout here. They only have one, and the clock down to 17.
He wants to be able to throw the ball inside.
And Brady throwing it to the end zone. A flag is thrown. Gaffney makes the catch. Gaffney, they look at each other, do the officials, and they will signal that he makes the catch. The question is inbounds. If nothing else, you've got a flag for interference.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference. The result of the play is a touchdown.
So Gaffney is able to haul it in, and let's check his feet with the possession as he comes down with it.
Well, I'll tell you, he did a great job of acceleration. Sheldon Brown was there. They were even really at the goal line, and then he just accelerated and went right by him.
Well, I'd be surprised if they don't stop this from upstairs. They
have to stop it.
They have to. I mean, you saw enough there, and they don't. And Gostowski for the extra point. I'm frankly stunned because you have to have possession and both feet in bounds. And it's too late now.
And we know that the coach can't challenge. It has to come from the booth and be a booth review. If he had one knee in, one knee equals 2 feet, but he didn't have the knee in. He catches the ball, has possession, and when he comes down, that knee's out of bounds. Oh, I can't believe that that wasn't reviewed. You would seem like, you know, in today's football, in those situations, that it would just be automatic where they would review.
Absolutely. On a play like that.
Well, he did have both feet, and then he comes down with the knee. So, did he have control? I mean, both feet were in before he got to that back line, and that must have been what the review guy saw, that he caught the ball and had both feet in.
Sunday Night Football brought to you by Lincoln. Find the ultimate holiday gift this season. Visit your local Lincoln Mercury dealer today. By Pizza Hut, double your toppings with a new double deep pizza only at Pizza Hut. By Samsung, the official HD TV of the NFL, and by Coors Light cold activated bottle. When the mountains turn blue, your beer is cold. So New England has the lead 24-21 with 8 seconds remaining. And Gostowski sends the kickoff down to the 10-yard line where Carell Buckholzer will bring it back. Another out of bounds. It'll be time for one more play before the half. Brady with a touchdown pass. That was his 39th of the season. Dan Marino had 30. Brady with 39 at this point. And Peyton Manning had 41 through 11 games and then wound up with 8 more over the final 5 to finish with 49 the year he set the record.
He just had a plan, and they just kept with it in this first half, and they changed a little by putting Ben Watson in there, but it was really 4 wide receivers, and they bring Gaffney back and no huddle, shotgun the whole first half.
We saw Randy Moss coming in playing goalie in effect, deep safety had they thrown the ball, but they'll run it to end the half. But the Eagles have made it a game. They have been anything but roadkill tonight. 24-21 New England at the half. The Toyota halftime show coming up on the other side of the break.